Brother Will.
Sir, how you feeling, man?
Good. I don't know if you remember, I'm Tyrone.
That's right, Tyrone. That's right.
What's going on?
What's happening, brother?
I said, well, look, I came out here. I see the three-piece. You got Miss Judy, the whole gang with you.
Yes,
We're in London town, right? Listen, last time I spoke to you, I told you I sat there for about an hour and a half after that film was done. And it's heavy and it's intense. But when I'm talking to Bill and Antoine, and look at this collaborative effort to tell Peter's story. Are you excited to share this story as well? I don't want it to just be, it's this. It's got to be celebratory as well.
Yeah, it is. I think Antoine has created a masterpiece. I think that this film will last for a long time. My hope is that it reaches hearts. I think that there's powerful messages in here. It illuminates some of the psychological patterns that led to the atrocities of the slave trade, and I think I hope it also illuminates some of those similar patterns starting to rear their head in modern America.
Speak it. Last time we chatted, I almost said amen, but look, we're seeing these patterns come back.
Yes,
and the only way that they don't come back is if we talk about it and we have these kind of conversations. As you go through the film, as every new challenge, it required more faith and an even bigger fight.
Absolutely.
Which got me pumped up.
I know.
What is Peter fighting for ultimately?
I think ultimately Peter is fighting an internal war. Peter's already free. Peter's free in his mind. His body's enslaved, and Peter's fight is that they will not get his mind. His heart and mind belong to God. And he trusts God.
Amen.
He trusts God, and he is surrendered to God. And that's one of my favorite moments in the film, is right in the middle of all of the hell, and he's lost and he's in the swamp, and he just stops and he looks up at the sun and he puts his hands up and he praises God. And it's like, to me, that's the meat of this film. He held on to his psychological, emotional, and spiritual freedom, and no man could ever take that away from him.
Not even an alligator.
Yeah, not even an alligator.
All right, I'm gonna let you go. Enjoy the night. You deserve it.
Thank
Congrats.
you very much, brother.
All right, God bless. One love. I'm Tyrone. So I spoke to you a couple weeks ago virtually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was that when I was in South Africa still?
Yes.
Yeah, now I remember.
Yeah.
Tyrone, how you doing?
I remember because when you popped on the screen, and I'm like, wait a minute, that don't look like no Dodie End to me.
What's going on? So I dressed a bit more like her today. So.
This outfit is incredible.
Oh, thank you, Tyrone. I appreciate it.
And I think it's warranted because tonight is a big night.
Yes.
This is a story, and as Antoine, intended, it's not just a story about enslaved people, but I believe that there's so much more there. Faith and love,
courage and humility and togetherness, all the things.
All of the things. So the one common question that I am asking tonight is, what role did love play in this film?
I think love played the biggest role, because I think it's the only thing that can triumph over such adversity, or to motivate you through through adversity. And originally Antoine wrote something on the script which was sacred motivation, which is his reason to get home, his reason for being, his reason to come back to her, and I think it's so appropriate.
Wow. Okay. Cool. What's so fun? I have that written down too in my notes. Yeah, that's so funny. Okay.
Comes up with good deep notes, that man.
Yes, he does. He's very special, and I'm so grateful for this film.
Yes.
When I think about this film and I think back, it is beautiful, but it's almost equal parts brutal.
I've been saying beautifully brutal.
Beautifully brutal. Is that what you've been saying?
There's something about the juxtaposition of those two words together,
Yes.
So.
Yeah. So okay, so let's go with what you've been saying. So beautifully brutal. Why is Will Smith the right person to show us that journey of Whipped Peter?
I think because he has the heart, the tenderness, and the courage.
Yeah, definitely.
And that man works from love.
100%. Thank you for saying that. And then lastly, when I think about my reaction, when I finally realized what this was about, because I've seen this image, I don't know, 100 times more in my lifetime, but I didn't know the story.
Yeah.
Did you learn the story prior or on set?
I'm similar to you, so I'd seen the image and I kind of had a vague idea about it, but when I read the script I was like, oh wow, okay, this is part of the journey to you know how he got those scars on his back, and I was, so that was why I was so drawn to doing this project.
Well, enjoy your night. I can't wait for that moment when you hear that gasp, when people realize, oh, wait a minute, because I feel like it's gonna all happen. I remember I was sitting in my living room by myself.
We're not spoiling it, but we're like, there's some moments.
There's some moments. Anyways, enjoy.
Oh my gosh, so nice to meet you.
Pleasure
in person.
to see you again.
Yeah,
Take
too.
care. Brother Antoine.
What's good?
I'm good, man.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute, but my goodness, you came out looking like the premiere is happening tonight. You look dressed the part.
I'm in London.
You in London, yeah?
Right.
You gotta get it right. Listen, the last time I spoke with you virtually about this film, there were some words that resonated with me. You talked about it being about love, and unselfish love of family. In short, what role did love play in this film?
Love is what drove him. Love and faith, right? He had to get back to his family. He had to get back to who he is, right? And so, for me, love was the heartbeat of the whole movie. It was the blood flowing through the whole movie. If it wasn't about love, then, what's it about?
For sure. Now, I mean, when you think about this film, in terms of like the collaboration with Will and Bill writing, and then you doing your thing to make sure that we see it and feel it as well. Why was Will the perfect person to play Peter and bring that story to life?
Well, Will's very loved as a person. There's a lot of dignity, and I needed the character to have dignity, right? And he's got a strength. And Will's not a little guy either, right? He's about your height. Will's a big boy.
I haven't met him in person.
You have it? Oh, you see him in a minute. So, I wanted to have some power, but somebody that also that, when I first saw the test we did of Will to look like Peter, it broke my heart.
Yeah.
Because the reality is Will Smith would probably look that way. And that hurt my heart. So that's kind of how that came about.
I put a clip up of our last interview on my Instagram, and all the comments are about, wow, I love that this is about faith and about God, and people I think are really appreciating that and wanting that right now. So thank you and congratulations, brother.
Good to see you again.
One love.
All right,
Talk soon.
Will.
I will. I spoke to you virtually a couple of weeks ago about this film, and I remembered, as I was preparing to come here today, I remember when we were chatting and you were saying, my parents marched and my grandparents, and I was like, I wonder how you feel now that the world can actually see it. Are there nerves? Is there excitement? You're a part of this important story, and Antoine trusted you with it, because our conversation really resonated with me, because he trusted you with it. He felt like it was in the right hands. Now that the world is about to see it, what's the vibe?
My heart hopes that people come and see the film with open eyes, and have a conversation. That's the only way. That's the only way we can get any healing.
Yep.
Is have a conversation.
And when you say open eyes,
The man, the myth, the legend.
he's here, is he?
He is here.
I think Will's here, guys. The last thing, and I'll let you go. It's the common question I'm asking everyone, but what role did love play in this film and in this story?
Love is everything. Love is what can get a man like Peter through unimaginable suffering. And curiously, the role of Fassel loved his father so much, but loved the woman who took care of him, a person of color, and learned hate. And that damaged his love, and that's trauma, and that becomes generational hate. And if you can learn something, I think you can unlearn it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm hoping.
Ooh. That's Mr. Foster, y'all. That was some bars right there. Thank you for that, and congrats. You too.
Like the video? Then hit the button, or better yet, drop us a comment. Then check out our latest videos here. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting the button here for more celebrity interviews and entertainment news.